welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? It's very foggy and misty and gloomy this morning. I, in a fit of rage yesterday, deleted pretty much all of my vlog. In fact, no, I did delete all my vlog thinking about it. I wasn't having a good day yesterday. This is one of those days. Everything was just not going to plan and it was really annoying and I was getting very grumpy indeed. Anyway, it wasn't particularly good footage. It was from a schooling exercise I'd done with Coop earlier in the week, but it just, you know what it's like. I placed my phone on the fence in a static position and it's just awful. I have seen, and I don't know if anyone's tried it yet, the Insta360 has some sort of AI gadget that follows you around when you're riding. I know, is it a Pivo or something that's out there already? But I'm quite tempted to look into it because it was about 130 something pounds, which I think on the grand scale of things doesn't seem so bad. So I think that might be worth looking into and maybe investing into, because it would be nice to make my schooling exercise videos have me follow me rather than just, you know, one corner of my arena filmed, because it's rubbish. So yes, I might see if today I can grab another pair of hands and get someone to help me film. And poor Mr. Coop's just going to have to do this exercise again because it's a really good one. I love it. There's so many benefits to this sort of pole and jump exercise. I've been teaching it a lot recently. And yeah, I keep going back to it because I think, well, this is good. I know I say that about all the pole exercises I film, but this is another good one. You want to write it down. Let me quickly show you the layout. So we've got 3 canter poles on a curving line this corner, 3 canter poles on a curving line in the other corner, and a jump in the middle. You could put a grid up, bounces, raised poles, whatever you fancy in the middle. And I've named it the anchor for obvious reasons. You do the poles on the curving line to help get a really good approach to the jump, and then you go onto the other rein and you do the same thing. Now, to make it harder, you could raise these canter poles. If you have got a 20 by 40 arena or 20 by 60 arena, I suggest moving your jump further down the arena to help you get your turn onto the centre line, because it can be a little bit tight, but it's really good practice. The other thing I love about this exercise is you can obviously do poles to jump, but you can also do jump to poles, which is a lot harder. Trust me, it's a lot harder. You'll see later when Coop and I do it. You can really adjust this to suit you and your horse's ability. You can do it in walk, trot and canter. You can make things harder or easier. There's lots of different options, and that's what I love about this exercise. So the hunter out this morning, which means the horses are going to have to stay in. Sienna's not going to be happy. I've also got the farrier coming this morning for her as well. So at least, you know, she's got some entertainment. I don't know if the hunt will actually come this far, but I can't risk it, and the field's really wet at the moment. So they're going to have to stay in. Might make riding a little bit easier for me later, because at least they'll be clean and dry and so on. But Sienna is going to be grumpy about it, that is for sure. Poor Mr. Coop is quite itchy again at the moment because he got wet on Sunday. Keep mucking out, get them sorted. He just keeps cracking me up in the ladybird rug. It used to be Artie's rug, and because Coop got wet the other day, he's wearing it because it wouldn't be his normal rug. Coop's not really a comedy chap or a comic type. I always felt it suited Artie down to the ground, but I don't feel it suits Coop quite as much. But yeah, it's quite nice to have an extra or a spare turnout rug when the weather's like it is at the moment. I am on Broad Corporal. We have got some blue skies going on, which is great because it was raining earlier. And I've managed to persuade Mother to come out and film, which is even better. No static camera footage. Yes. It's the most unflattering hat. I know it's there all the time, but it is. Anyway, while I was walking Coop around, because he needs like 10-15 minutes of walking to, you know, old boy joints, muscles, it takes him a while. I was having a quick look at my YouTube analytics, and did you know that 56% of you guys that watch these videos regularly are not subscribed to the channel? So please hit the subscribe button. You can ding dong that little bell if you want as well. It really makes a huge difference. It helps grow the channel. It helps YouTube to sort of make more of an effort to push it out there. So it means a lot. Here is Coop and I literally half an hour ago. I used walking through the poles as part of his warm-up because he's an older gentleman. He does need quite a long warm-up. So I just like him to walk through the poles, try and remember where he's putting his feet. He's not particularly good at walking through poles, and he does like to just hit them out for the fun of it. He thinks it's hilarious. In the trot work, again, because of Coop's age, he doesn't have the suppleness he used to. So I allow him to go in the frame he chooses and the rhythm he's chosen. I'm not too fussed whether he's overly bending around my inside leg or anything like that. If I was on Sienna, I would be thinking, is she lifting through her back? Has she got nice swing? Is she staying in a balanced rhythm? Is she kind of bending around my inside leg as I'm going over the curved poles? I'd be thinking more that kind of way. In the canter, gets a bit more exciting when we start to canter. And everything comes up pretty quick and fast in this exercise. So from a rider's point of view, you've got to be on it. You've got to be looking up and ahead. You've got to be making sure that your horse's canter stays in an even balanced rhythm from poles to jump to poles. You know, you want it to stay consistent. You don't want one bit being a bit fast and then the other bit being too slow. Those canter poles are really going to help give your horse a bit more jump in the canter, a bit more bounce. It's a great way to work on having a better approach to your fence. Also, if you've got a horse that likes to fall on the forehand a little bit, it can help just lift them a little, or a horse that likes to cut the corners a little bit, or drift, or bend the wrong way. Having those poles there will just help get a better bend and a better quality canter. Now, when you jump this fence from poles to jump, it's much easier because the poles set you up for the fence. It helps you create this really good rhythm and canter, and so it's really nice and easy. When you do it the other direction, so jump to poles, it's that little bit harder. You have to make sure that as soon as you've jumped the fence, that you've got your horse back in a balanced rhythm and sort of have them back soft around your inside leg, because it is so easy when they jump a fence to suddenly sort of shoot off or die a bit in the canter or have a bit of a wobble or kind of fall out the shoulder or anything like that. So I particularly like the hard way on this exercise because I think it really woke me up as a rider. And even on Corporal, who's, you know, a real schoolmaster, even he sort of fell through the shoulder a few times and I was like, oh, just not quick enough when I came to the poles. Yeah, woke me up, that is for sure. Yeah, could do any height. This could be great for somebody that's working at the higher levels and just wants to work on the quality of their canter when jumping. But equally, if you're on a younger horse, it's a great way to introduce them to making a better shape through your turns. I had a bit of a long shot on that jump, just a little bit. Not that it mattered. Coop saved me. So yeah, it was just brilliant exercise all round, and one that I think you can keep working on and keep seeing the improvement on. Compared to when I did this exercise on Monday, I think Coop and I had improved a lot. We were so much better through these poles in the corner. It all came a lot easier. Again, this is the way that I think is so much harder. You sort of have to jump the fence and sit up nice and quickly, get that canter rhythm back, make sure they're soft around your inside leg so you get the turn well. It reminds you to ride every stride and be alert and think about the quality of your canter and the rhythm and the balance. You definitely won't be going to sleep. And then to finish off, I just had to jump Coop a little bit bigger because he's a legend and he's an absolute best horse in the world, to be honest. And look at him jump at 23. I am sat here just quickly trying to edit this video to get it uploaded before I go and work Sienna, because she is not a happy lady. She doesn't like it when Corporal gets worked first. She gets very grumpy. And she was already grumpy this morning because she didn't get turned out today. So she needs to go and burn some energy off. I did my best talking through that exercise. I always feel like I sound really rushed or I forget important bits of information that will help with it. Honestly, I do it over and over and over again. And I think the more I do it, the more I sort of forget bits of it. I should probably just go with the first take, to be honest. But yeah, it's a great exercise, well worth doing. And it doesn't use up too many poles. If you don't have many poles, you could just use 2 in a corner rather than 3, and just stick with, like I did, the singular fence. But yeah, it's a good one. If you teach, I recommend using it. I've been teaching a lot because it's half term at the moment, and this exercise is definitely going to pop up in a few lessons this week, that's for sure. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and see you again soon.